So I hear that your father-in-law is the guy we need to talk to for pro tips about how to get out of tickets.
I think he is a professional at doing that. I'm sure that he's gotten actual tickets before, but every story I hear is he was going like 20 over, wherever, construction zone. Well, how bad was the ticket? Oh, he didn't get a ticket. Why? What?
Is he in Evansville?
Yes, but it didn't happen in Evansville. It was on the way back from Nashville. So I'm not exactly sure which state he was in. Probably not Tennessee because they've got this like no tolerance thing or whatever. So maybe Kentucky.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about the no tolerance thing. Is that like a 1 mile over, they pull you over kind of thing?
I'm not sure, but I think whatever they pull you over for, you're getting a ticket. There's no like, okay, just slow down.
Is that what it means then?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So while I'm trying to think if I've been let off with a warning before, but there's been one time, and this was here in Evansville, I got a ticket downgrade.
You bargained with the officer?
Listen, I have watched enough episode of Cops to realize you just be upfront, just be polite, just do what they tell you. It's the best way to go. Mm-hmm. I was in a situation where I very much thought it was the police officer's fault.
What?
Here, okay.
Oh, no.
But I just shut up. I just shut up about it. Here's what happened. So this was my very first year here in Evansville because we were still at that building at 41 in Lincoln.
Oh, a long time ago.
I was working nights, so I was leaving here probably around midnight or so, maybe 11. And I'm at the light. This is Lincoln and 41. I'm making a left to get to the Lloyd. Not far. It's right there. So there's a car in the oncoming lane, so on the other side of 41, who's also waiting to, they're coming straight. The light was green for, I'm telling you, 15 seconds, and I'm waiting for this car on the other lane to do something, but it's doing nothing.
Right.
And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, are you going to do anything? Maybe they're turning and they don't have their blinker on. I don't exactly know. So eventually, I go ahead and I make the turn because this car's not doing anything. Well, it winds up being a police officer, and they put their lights on, and they pull me over.
I think that's entrapment.
Whatever the case may be, I just sat on it, and I was just like, you know what? In my head, I've seen enough episode of Cops. I know they're not going to think it's their fault.
But what did he pull you over for?
Some sort of... See, I don't know what he was going to give me a ticket for, but he said, you were up front, you were cool. I'm just going to make it a seatbelt violation, even though I have my seatbelt on.
What?
He said, I got to give you something. It's just a $25 fine. So I got a downgrade. I don't even know. I didn't deserve anything in my own opinion, but that's what happened. And so that's not getting out of a ticket. But I feel like the best thing a guy can do, well, I guess your father-in-law's a guy, but I got downgraded to a seatbelt violation, even though I did have my seatbelt on. I didn't complain. I thanked them.
I mean, I've been pulled over several times, but I've never received a ticket.
No kidding.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how.
Man, in Pennsylvania, I've been pulled over numerous times and a ticket every time.
I mean, one time I really thought I was going to get one. It was in Illinois. Again, they have like no tolerance for anything. And I was definitely speeding, but there were no cars around me in my defense until, I came over the hill and there was that trooper. But at the time I was a reserve deputy in Gibson County. And I was like, no, really, I work for the sheriff's department. And I pulled my ID out. I was trying to use that. He didn't believe me. He actually called the sheriff's department and confirmed with the dispatcher that he knew me. Yes, I worked there. And then he was just really angry about it, but he let me go.
Oh, look at you. So you had kind of an inside track a little bit. You were a bit of an insider.
Right. Basically, it was like, so you're not supposed to be doing this. And I'm like, yes, but I know what to do during a traffic stop. I have my hands at 10 and 2. I got my stuff out for you.
And I remind them that I work for the sheriff's office.
Right.
I got pulled over one time in Montana in the station vehicle.
Oh.
Yeah, that was fun.
Were they just trying to get prizes?
Nope. I offered T-shirts, and they were pulling. It was that whole day on this whole stretch of this road, just pulling people over the whole day, and they got me once in the station vehicle on my way to a broadcast.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that was a fun meeting with the general manager the next Monday. They didn't really care. They weren't too upset about it. But yeah. So does anyone else have any tips, pointers, and ways you've gotten out of tickets? I'm assuming a lot of women have unbuttoned the top button, so to speak.
Probably.
Nudge, nudge. It's probably a smart move. Kiss FM, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
So have you gotten out of tickets in your life?
Not a ticket for me, but I helped my sister get out of a ticket because she's older than me, and I had never been in a car where they had gotten pulled over before.
Okay.
And I thought for sure, for some reason, we were going to jail. It was just speeding. But
so you were young. You were a child.
Yeah, but I'm like hyperventilating in the front seat because I thought for sure we're going to jail for something. And the guy leans down. He's like, "She all right?" And my sister's like, "Yeah, she's good." He's like,
"She's just never been to jail
I'll just
before.
let you go. Just slow down."
See, that's a good one. Like using a medical emergency, real or fake.
Or using a child. Like
right.
You talk your child into crying. That's a great idea. Thank you.
Teamwork.
Absolutely.
Kiss FM, good morning. Have you ever gotten out of a ticket?
Yes, I have.
Notice they're all girls calling in. Go ahead.
I was on a highway, so I was going, maybe 10 over, and I got stopped. Well, in the back seat of my car was my Great Dane. And the officer came up, and she was a black dog. Well, when we stopped the car, she stood up, and he shined his flashlight in, and we saw her face. He basically threw my credentials back at me and just said, "Just slow down," and kind of ran back to his car.
Very good. See, I've got 2 dogs. I don't know if either one of them are intimidating enough to pull off what your Great Dane did, but I'll train Roxy.
There you go. I'm telling you, it's the best way. She was just looking out the window the other way, wagging her tail, but she got me off, so she got a steak that night.
That was a good move. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
888-454-KISS. We want to hear how you've gotten out of your tickets. Good morning.
So one time I ran a red light, and the cop looked at my back seat, and he was like, "Hey, so it looks like you got a lot of stuff in the back. Are you moving or something?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's just really stressful." Turns out my car was just really disgusting. So he was like, "I'll give you just a warning."
So
embarrassing.
You found that keeping a filthy vehicle helped with the ticket.
Hey, it worked. I didn't get a ticket.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that's great. Thanks.
Thanks.
Again, just want to bring to people's attention, these are all girls that are calling in.
I have another one about a stoplight. So where I used to travel for work, it was like the middle of the night, basically, and there was always this left turn that I had to take, and it was always red. Like, I timed it before. I did like a video. It was 10 minutes. Like, I just sat there. I couldn't turn. There were no other cars, nothing. So sometimes I would just stop, carefully look around, and then just proceed because
I've been
there's
there before.
No one else around, right? So, of course, that one time, here comes an officer from out of nowhere. And also, I felt like garbage that day. So I was just like, "I'm so sorry. I think I'm getting the flu or something." And honestly, that light is broken because it's not working properly. I don't know. He finally just let me go. I think he was probably didn't want my flu germs or whatever. But mysteriously then, very soon after that, they made this new little thing in Evansville where some certain lights will flash yellow, where it's like, "Oh, okay, it's red, but you can go if it's okay."
Yeah.
I think that was why.
You think that you did that?
I think so.
Well, if you did, thank you, because
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate that. Again, though, Liberty is a female, and I think that that's got something to do with it. I don't know if maybe subconsciously police officers are more sympathetic to women and their journey.
I don't know.
But for whatever case, it's all women calling in, and that's fine. By the way, I've noticed every caller so far has been a woman. We can see if that trend continues here. 888-454-KISS if you have any ideas. KISS FM, hello, good morning.
Yeah, I was on vacation when I was in the Army, and a cop pulled me over, so I decided to sandwich my military ID with all my credentials. I handed it to the cop. The cop looked at it, and he started asking me questions about me being in the military, and then just let me go.
Interesting.
Nice distraction technique.
I need to borrow your military ID, I think.
I don't have it anymore.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm not
Bad
about
idea,
that stolen
Rob.
valor, but yes, thank you very much. And thank you for your service.
Yep, thank you.
KISS FM, good morning. Have you ever gotten out of a ticket?
Yes, I found out of a couple. One, whenever I was about 16, I got pulled over for my headlight being out, and I honestly didn't know. And the cop pulled up behind me, and I just started freaking out and crying. And he felt so bad that he just gave me a warning. And then another, whenever I was about 18, 19, I had just got my first job, and I was running late, and so I was speeding. And again, I freaked out and started crying, and he let me go.
It's so crazy that when you were 16, 18, and 19-year-old girl, that the cops kept letting you out of tickets.